The fans fanatically put their hands through the racks and reached out to her. What? Hello, down here. More Iwaihime bullshit. Let's go. I was in the midst of a dark night, or perhaps in the midst of a soot-like snow piling up. A mighty wind drifted by. The gale grew stronger, its howl like the roar of the sea during a storm. An ear-piercing tide bellowed, and the earth trembled as I was suddenly blinded by a flash of light in the darkness. I realized I was in a passageway at a concert hall, surging with a flood of intense light and sound. A group of young men held up multicolored glow sticks into the tune of the song. They had to focus on a single young idol. This was my first time seeing her, yet I could tell exactly who she was. So we're at Suzumi's point of view now. Zealous fans cheered in response. I was the only one in the audience confused and completely frozen. Then she started passing through the audience to the round stage in the center of the hall. Fans all reached their hands out to her like zombies emerging from their graves. I don't like that face. The girl took a look at the countless hands and curved her lips into an impish smirk. All of a sudden, the color of lights changed, and so did the world. A row of guillotine racks rose among the elevator walkways to the stage. The fans fanatically put their hands through the racks and reached out to her. What? As if that were a signal, the guillotine blades dropped one after another like a chain of dominoes. Arms fell to the ground and geysers of crimson blood spurted from the stumps in succession. What the fuck? The blood splattered across the audience like the party streamers celebrating their arrival. What? Their faces were warped in pain, but they cackled as though that was what they wished for. Though they were sweating as they endured the agony, they smiled like they were being blessed, really sacrificing their hands to her. She slowly made her way through the crowds of fans and severed arms. She took center stage and found me right in front of it. Suddenly, several dozen spotlights shone on me. Words resounded, sounding akin to screams. It wasn't only his mother's fans that gave him their hands for it, yet there was some upstaging them all for no reason for mentioning something like the death sentence. All of a sudden, rows of giant guillotines lined the stage. They could bring their blades on themselves like fangs as if they were monsters in guillotine shape. She raised her hand, prompting the giant guillotines to all jump off the stage and sink. And they reaped her thousands of growing fans like combine harvesters in a paddy field. Fingers, arms, heads, legs, and body parts I didn't even recognize rapidly flew all across the hall. These gruesome harvesters made quick work of the audience. We just started, what the hell? The hall was wrapped in the stillness of death before I could even process what I was witnessing.
これでもマジカルリリーはスズムお兄ちゃんだけのものなんだよ。他に何もいらないの。ただスズムお兄ちゃんだけがいてくれればいい。
She descended the stage and slowly stepped toward me, walking a red carpet of viscera all the way. All of a sudden, two protrusions started growing slowly from her head. Oh no. They looked like pitch black branches or deer antlers.
君はリリアちゃんなのか。
ううん、違うよ。マジカルリリー。
Oh
スズム
god.
お兄ちゃんはこんなに華奢で可愛らしい女の子を自分だけのものにしてギュッて抱きしめてみたくない？
何を言ってるのかわかんないよ。
まだ胸もないんだよ。汚れた大人の女になる前の無垢な体、お兄ちゃんだけのものにしていいんだよ。
A little weary smile seductively rubbed her fingers around my own. Then all of a sudden she shriveled up. No, I was growing bigger? I was becoming as tall as a giant with each passing second. Before long, the concert hall of death looked as small as a miniature. It was all swallowed up and locked in a round cookie jar. Oh god, for the... Where was I? I found myself in a room straight out of a fairy tale. I was sitting in a chair, and afternoon tea set lying on a table before me.
ふざけた小娘だね。やってくれるよ。
Oh no, we going back through all of them. It was her who'd shut the cookie jar. She pulled duct tape seemingly out of nowhere, wrapped it around and around and around the jar.
ミノベ先輩。
Are we going through all of them again?
うん。
Just in quick
ここではエリ
succession.
スって呼んで。
僕はいつからここに。
All of a sudden, a large jar fell from the cupboard with a loud wham. It was a different cookie jar, but I could tell from a glance that something wasn't right about it. There was just as much duct tape around it as the other one, but this one had several kitchen knives stuck into it too. The jar shook as if something inside was trying to get my attention.
にぎやかだな。
She marched over to the jar with a blatant irritation. Next, she picked it up carelessly, tossed it into the cupboard, and closed the door.
今のは
スズムンには関係ない。関係ないの。無関係。
Her response was curt. I could never have imagined seeing such a heartless expression on her face before today. I stood there speechless for a while until her features softened slightly.
ねえスズムン、つまんないよね。私たちの日常って。学校も家族も日常は何もかも本当につまんないよね。でもここは違うんだよ。
She opened the window with a smile. It must have been in a tower or something, because far below us was an unbelievably verdant landscape out of a picture book. Villages and steeples, bridges and windmills. I felt like I'd been dumped straight into a fairy tale.
ここには夢もあるし冒険もある。ここでは私はお姫様だし、スズムンは王子様なんだよ。そして毎日が何かの記念日で、毎日新しい出会いがあり、毎日新しい冒険がある。こんな楽しい世界をオイラとスズムンで二人占めできるんだよ。
We're only 10 minutes in. Just then the cupboard clattered and shook. Whoever was trapped inside was clearly seeking help.
スズムン、
あの戸棚の中の缶には何が入ってるのかな。
何も。
She glared at it with irritation. That was a bald-faced lie, of course.
中身見せてもらうね。
スズム
I was more stunned by the look on her face than her sudden shout. That expression was utterly unlike my dainty, laid-back upperclassman.
いいじゃん。
Oh, God.
そんなのの中身なんて
Oh,
どうだって。
no. Oh, great. Nope, nope, nope. I heard a crackling sound from her head, her skull. Two black horns like withered branches sprouted out of it.
それよりさ、もう一度外を見てみようよ。
Oh, what are you gonna do
スズ
now?
ム、男の子だからこういうの好きだと思うな。
Only her lips were smiling, her eyes regarding me like a predator baring its fangs. I heard something off in the distance. The earth was shaking and many people were screaming. It was like something out of a monster movie. I approached the window, looked down on the world, and noticed it was no longer the idyllic landscape it just seemed. My monster movie comparison turned out to be right on the mark. Countless are you fucking kidding? Countless caterpillars the size of windmills creeped across the earth, devouring the world whole. The villagers fled for their lives, but were eaten one after another. They had nowhere to run. They were nothing more than cookie crumbs scattered on the floor to the caterpillars. Cries of agony from the insects, prey, and the wailing of infants echoed across the land. This was a fairy tale I'd one straight out of hell.
さあ、冒険が始まるよ。ムーンスートの王子様。人々が怪物に苦しめられているよ。世界が勇者を求めてる。さあ、王子、私と冒険の旅に出かけよう。巨大怪物たちを操るセチュの王を探し出そう。そして闇に封印する聖なる剣を探しに行こう。退屈な現実世界なんてもう忘れて、私と二人で冒険に出かけようよ。
She should have heard the screams and cries of the villagers. Yet she talked about all of it as though it were the start of something exciting and fun. Just then, the room trembled from the violent quake.
ほら、冒険が向こうからやってくる。
The room shook so hard it was impossible to stand. At that moment, the ceiling collapsed and something giant fell upon us. Are you kidding me? It wasn't one of the caterpillars that assaulted the world, but something even uglier.
はあどこから迷い込んだんだか、この豚肉が。
She called it pork, but all I saw was a hideous giant blob the color of flesh. The blob monster roared as it sluggishly slithered all over to her. She laughed sardonically at its appearance as she pulled a sharp-tipped parasol out of nowhere and stood her on her ground.
ミノベ県王国第一王女エリスがお相手してやる。さあ、冒険の始まりだ。
I could tell the two were opposed to each other, but I didn't know who to help. Heck, I didn't even know what was going on at all. Just then, the cookie jar in the cupboard clattered again. I ran over to it once. I was sure she wasn't paying attention to me. Pulled out the knife stuck in the jar and tore off the lid of duct tape, and opened the lid. Pitch black suits spewed out and engulfed the world in darkness. This deranged series of events had left me a laughing wreck, and I was taking no pleasure in any of this naturally.
さっきから何なんだよ。わけがわからない。
Despite you experiencing it before, I was in the midst of a dark snowfield. A blizzard of soot-like snow howled around me, dyeing everything pitch black. Part of me was convinced this had to be a really bad nightmare. In that case, I wanted to at least know what it was about. was it trying to tell me? For long, something came into view through the pitch-black blizzard.
これは
That large metal lump was cool to the touch. I knew that shape. It was similar to those hanging bells they had in temples. Just then, I felt vibrations coursing through the object. It was like someone was banging on it from inside, begging for help.
誰か中にいるのかい？キコちゃん、この中にいるのかい？
She's in there. I grasped the bell, put my back into it, but didn't even budge. It was just too heavy. Looked around to see if there was any tools or people nearby, but there was nothing but a pitch-black snowfield as far as the eye could see.
今助けるから。
I even stepped back and tried ramming it, but that didn't work either. Body slamming a solid lump of metal was no different than trying to punch through a steel door. Despite that, I endured the pain and kept ramming into it over and over again, but ultimately it was pointless. I gasped for air as I fell to my knees. All of a sudden, I heard another voice. It was coming from above. Oh, that's definitely Kurakami. I surveyed my surroundings. No one was to be found. But when I looked up, I saw someone sitting on top of the bell.
貴様ごときに払える道理はなし。
黒髪さん、この中に人が閉じ込められているんだ。
救いたいか。
助けなきゃ。
ならば無駄を知るまで存分に試せ。
She gave me a belittling smirk from her perch on the bell. If you think you can save her, then by all means do try. That was what her expression appeared to say. I kept looking around, but couldn't find anyone or anything that would be of any help. It was clear that Kurakami had no intentions of helping her, so it was all up to me to do something. I staggered to my feet and continued ringing the bell over and over again. My shoulder creaked and ached each time, driving home just how I was accomplishing nothing but injuring my own body. And so I couldn't afford to stop. Yielding was not an option, so long as someone was in there seeking help.
無駄なあがきと理解しろ。この呪いと業はお前ごときに何とかできるものではない。
そうかな。僕はそうは思わないな。だって君は僕を見ている。どうにもならないものならば僕をそうして見ていたりなんかしない。黒髪さんはひょっとしたら僕にはどうにかできるかもしれないってわずかの期待を持っているんだ。キコちゃん
What is happening to her in there? I couldn't tell what was going on there, but I clearly had no time to waste. However, I didn't know what to do. There was nothing I could do in the face of something so thick and heavy.
無力さを呪いながらされ。お前ごときに変えられる運命などない。
このままではヒコちゃんは死ぬのか。
死によっても解放されぬ 永遠の呪いに身を染める。
Oh.
なら差し違えたってなんとかしなきゃ。
Just then I took up my form. The suits are hard divine tribute style, the sole art I've been trained in for as long as I can remember. But it was meant to be dedicated to God, not for hitting things. I punched trees, but I would never break through them. And at that moment, I was in with a chilly metal wall that had to be even thicker. If I punched it, my hand would break. That was unmistakable. I understood that yet. I took up my form, lowering my stance and raised my fist all the same.
何の真似だ。その小さな拳で鐘が割れるとでも。
僕にできる最大限がこれなんだ。何の意味があって
You're gonna damn well try to,
ずっ
though.
と修行を重ねてきたのか。僕は今日までわからなかったけれど、誰かを救うためにこの拳を捧げられるなら本望だ。
I calmed my mind and homed my spirit as she ridiculed me. I didn't know why, but I felt like I was meant to be here on this day. If all of this was fate, then perhaps it was destined that I would be here.
覇者検証、邪悪を打ち破りて正しきを示す鈴原流親善武術、鈴原進、いざ。
I felt whirlwinds gather and condensed into my fist. Brilliant light leaked out of it, as if I had held a drop of the sun in my hand.
お前、それは。
When I saw the look of bewilderment wrap her features, I knew. The sacred fist offered unto God would pierce true. Everything shattered like glass in a burst of radiant light. Even the bell and Kami were reduced to particles and vanished until the brilliance. This felt like blizzards scattered apart. Through the round hole in the bell, I saw Tsubikiko smeared in suits.
キコちゃん、キコちゃん。
She's still breathing. Oh no, she's got the... Oh no. Oh no, she has those horns. Oh no. I think it's already too late. I brushed away the mountain of suit in her body and held her in my arms. Horns like branches were growing out of her head.
もう大丈夫だよ。
うん。これで進は私だけのものだね。進愛してる。だから進のすすを全部私に注ぎ込んで。
I knew it. It's already too late. She spread her arms like wings and wrapped them around my body. Her claws dug into me, keeping me from escaping, and so I ended up becoming her prey. I think the next video, either the next part or the part after will be the finale for this fourth story. But oh no, I'm not. This is not going well. So it's already happened to her. She's got the horns and. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Iwaihime. If you did, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And let's see you next time when more bullshit happens. Bye bye.